Hello everyone. So I just got back from a little trip I took to around Lake Erie. It was a town called Westlake, and it was a really cool spot. So I'm gonna post some pictures on a thing later. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was wedding vows. Actually, was starting out. I wanted to talk about relationships, which I'll get to that. But I wanted to talk about wedding vows because one day I was thinking about that, and like the whole till death do you part thing, like just doesn't make sense to me. Like, so you're supposed to sit there in riches and health, and in sickness and in health until death do us part, blah blah blah. And I was like, so where in the Bible did that come from? And I looked it up, and it doesn't come from the Bible at all. It was from a prayer book by a man named Thomas Kramer. Thomas Thomas Kramer, and it was the Book of Common Prayer. That's where the standard wedding vows came from. But before that, wedding vows were actually legal terms that two families agreed upon whenever their children got married. So, a lot of people think that wedding vows were a religious thing, and I mean, I guess over time they became that way, but everybody's all about the Bible, and you have to listen to the Bible. But I mean, to each their own. This is all my own thoughts and opinions on this. But in my opinion, like, first of all, there's nothing in the Bible about in sickness and in health and that till death do us part. And the reason I was thinking about that is because a lot of people stay in really bad marriages. And not just marriages, but marriages you sit there and you like make this vow and you're doing it before God and blah blah blah. But like, I was like, I don't know, that just doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't seem right to me. Like, you're supposed to live your life and be happy and do things and have fun and enjoy your life. And a lot of people are in these marriages and they're not happy. They're not happy at all. And they don't get along and they argue and fight. And it's just like, why would you want to stay in that? But because they took the vow, which some dude made up one day, they feel like they have to listen to that. And I disagree. Because if I would have stayed in the one I was in, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, no. You're supposed to choose yourself and do what's best for you and, not suffer and all that. And I feel like, from my opinion and from things I've seen and from my own life, like, that's what people do. And I'm not saying I'm against marriage, because I'm not. Like, if I would meet the right person and all that, like, I would do it. I would do it for sure. But a lot of people, like, they get married and now they feel like that person is their property, and they're not. They're not your property. And if someone treats you like shit, you don't have to put up with that. And so many people do. So many people do. Like, I see it all the time. Like, just the way that people talk to each other, even in front of other people. So imagine, like, what they talk to each other like in private. And I don't know, I just don't feel like it's right. And it's not a religious thing. It's not. And you shouldn't have to, like, be abused verbally or physically by anyone for any reason. Period. Like, period. And I don't know, I just feel like there's been this whole religious spin put to it, and it's really about two people who love each other and want to have a good life together. But that's about it's supposed to be a partnership not a dictatorship. And I feel like a lot of marriages are dictatorships. Like one person is freaking making all the rules and the other person has to listen to them. That's not a freaking marriage. That's a freaking parent child situation. And it's not supposed to be like that. It's not. Like both people should be able to talk to each other and discuss things and communicate with, I mean, I'm not going to say like no one ever argues, but there's a way to it. Like it's about being aware of this person has feelings and I have feelings, and there's no pointing fingers. You talk about your issues and you talk about things that bother you, and you have to listen to each other and be there for each other and be kind to each other. But sometimes whenever you say things like they can be hurtful when you're not thinking about things, when you're blaming someone else for all your problems, and that's not how it should be. You're supposed to be a team and you're supposed to work together to solve problems. You're not supposed to be fighting against each other and making it harder for you and or the other person. It's supposed to be a team effort to have the best life together. And I just feel like a lot of people just, I don't know, maybe they just needed to work on themselves and realize that, people change, and, sometimes that happens too, where people change throughout the marriage, and maybe only one person changes and the other person doesn't like that. They want that same person and they try to hold them back. And, I can say like, I was married once a long time ago, and I was in a relationship and it was not a good one. And after that, and I'm glad we weren't married, and because it made the break a lot simpler. Not that, like I said, not that I wouldn't get married, but I think I knew that it wasn't a good thing. But there were children involved, and I really liked them. But I don't know, it's just too many people like are in something not good, and then they feel like they can't get out, and you shouldn't stay anywhere you're not happy. You just shouldn't. And both people should like realize like, why do you want to be in something when you're not happy? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like we're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be happy and have fun and live our best lives. So, all right, everyone. Love, peace. Stay tuned.